Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, thank you so much. Those that were there for the live, participated in the live stream, I thank you so much. I thought it was a really nice live stream. We talked about a bunch of things. A lot of people had birthdays. So that was great. I loved it. So again, I want to thank you guys that participated and then those that watched it after and enjoyed that. So I like to do those at least once a month. Well, kind of at the most once a month because I'm not very good at them. As you can see, there's a lot of dead time when I start reading through the comments, and I find that boring. But you guys don't seem to find it boring. You communicate in the comments to each other, so I'm all a part of that community, and I love it, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, and I thank you so much. But as promised, I was coming back, and you guys wanted me to talk a little bit more about the Daybell, Chad Dingbell Daybell, who 2018 meets Lori Vallow, right? By 2019, people are dying left and right. People that are in the way. Lori's husband, Chad's wife. I mean, the kids. 5 people that are no longer with us that would have gotten in the way of Chad and Lori's love affair. How's that working out for you now? I'm just asking. And now that Chad is throwing Lori under the bus for being like this trophy wife that he was under her spell. But in the meantime, he had written several books about prophecies, end of times, dark spirits, shapeshifters, and, just dark spirits coming into people's lives and just taking over them. And that's what he was convincing Lori of with her children, but she was buying into it. She was a fan of his writing. She had already read some of his books before she ever met him. And because she was a fan of his writing, she had put him on like this pedestal. So when he fed her the bullshit of, we were married before, another lifetime, and this was the name we used before, another lifetime, she fell for that, lock, stock, and barrel. Now, here's the thing. I'm not, and again, this is the Mormon church bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, again, I have friends that are Mormons. They're not into this crap. They're just not into this. But if you put all your eggs in one basket and your basket goes that way, you're going to go that way. And that's what happens with these extreme religions. They put all their faith, and the religion is based on some guy's friggin' writing. Very much like L. Ron Hubbard. That whole cult is based on some guy's fucking imagination who wrote so many books that he's in the Guinness World Record of writing bullshit books, Pulp Fiction. And now you got a bunch of people following, disconnecting families over it. Same with this shit. Same with Tim Ballard. Same with Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt. Same with this. Same with right here, Chad Daybell and his end of days. And how he's going to save the world. He eliminated people that got in his way of money and got in his way of, he thought what love was, because he was attracted, and for the first time ever, I guess, he was going to get what he considered a trophy wife. A good-looking woman, and the guy looks like a potato. He does, and I'm not to make fun of people. But I have no problem making fun of him, because he was long gone. He's got 5 kids with one woman that he unalives, and they give him the benefit of the doubt. No. Here's a woman, he's saying she's overweight. She wasn't overweight. This woman was fit. This woman was fine. All of her medical stuff was fine. But people right away believed him until they exhumed the body and said, oh, you know what? She didn't die of natural causes. Chad Daybell's wife died of asphyxiation, homicide asphyxiation. Now, all of that would have been just kept stump, except somebody said, there's too many people dying here that have some sort of affiliation with the Daybell Vallow bullshit. And 2 kids. And they were still taking their Social Security because, one of the kids was autistic. JJ was autistic. They were taking money from them. When Lori had, I think it was her ex-husband, right? Unalive, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, shot and killed Lori's estranged husband, Charles. He claimed it was in self-defense. Only to find out that, guess what? Charles didn't have Lori on the insurance policy. He had changed the insurance policy. She wasn't on the insurance policy. She didn't have that quite figured out when she had her brother unalive. And then her brother ends up dead. Probably because the guy knew too much. So here's a guy doing, I assume he is the linchpin, doing the bad things to these families and helping unalive people, only at the very end to get it on his own, supposedly blood clot. There's too many people dying here. So this supposedly bullshit it does not work. And now Chad Daybell is saying that, you know, originally, if you look at text messages, these people were possessed. They say that these people, these kids were possessed, these adults in the family were possessed, but it was everybody that would have been in the way of Chad and Lori's love affair. They were the only ones possessed. Everybody else is okay. Okay, you notice how Chad Daybell's 5 kids, nothing happened to them, but Lori's kids were collateral. Lori's kids were possessed. Chad's adult children not possessed. And then for somebody to believe possession and to have normal conversations, this is how cults begin. This is exactly how cults begin. Start feeding people a bunch of shit and just you're the only one talking in their ear. There you go. So a few of you have said to me, I wonder what's going to happen if Chad's kids are going to stay by him. I don't think all 5 will stay by him. And then I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to start talking. It's too bad, but it definitely depends on money. If they view money more important than the life of their mom, which they ain't going to get back whether they have the money or not, who knows? They have one parent left. And they have to believe that this parent unalive the other parent. Sit with that for a minute. So I think that there's people that just don't want to open up that can of worms because they can't deal with the consequence of, oh, my dad did that to my mom and now I no longer have any parent. But you can't, you got to call it. When somebody's wrong, you got to call that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? For the love of God, I do not know how somebody can convince somebody else of unaliving somebody and convince them that they are not the person that they're looking at. But that is exactly that's exactly what's going on in these end of day books. I'm reading them too, but I'm not convinced of that bullshit. I don't want to believe that. I guess if you want to believe it, it's available for you to believe. But wouldn't you think common sense would come in and say no? How in the hell did Daybell, Dingbell, how the hell did he think he was going to get away with all these unalivements and him and Lori were going to live happily ever after? Like there was no justice in the world? That was going to happen? Now the guy's fighting so he doesn't get life. Lori's got life. Lori's got life and then some. Lori ain't going nowhere. Chad Daybell's going to have the same thing. So, being that he's a mastermind and knows it all and has written things and supposedly, can see demons and the good and all that, he's going to be pretty fucking busy in jail. You know what I'm saying? And he can mental telepathy, kinetically write to Lori Daybell, who I guess he no longer is going to have an interest in, or she's no longer going to have an interest in him, being that, as far as he's concerned, if he lays it all on Lori and walks away scot-free, there's no hard feelings. He has nothing. There's no feelings about Lori. Where'd those feelings towards Lori go? Where's the marriage from before? You see the bullshit there? The guy used this to get laid, unfortunately. The guy used this to try to get a pretty woman. And look at what he did. Look at this bullshit. All because nobody has the nerve to say, can I get a divorce, please? In the Mormon church, it's not good to get a divorce. It's like a scarlet letter, like a failure. I got news for you. It is a unicorn to get married now and have it last for the rest of your life. That's what's so unique. It's absolutely very common for people to say, this marriage isn't working for me. And the way the Mormon church is with the friggin' therapists that you guys are giving out, I can't imagine how in the world the Mormon church is going to hold together with family values, because you have therapists and people that are ripping apart families. And again, I know I'm coming hard on the Mormon church, but they need to shift their religion. Reel it in, because it ain't looking good. So I am following this trial. There is a whole timeline of everything that's going on with the Daybell thing. I mean, where they're finding everything that on the computers when they were looking up winds, when they were trying to, dispose of the kids' bodies to see which way the wind was going to blow because of the fires, and they were looking up malachite wedding bands before people were dead, that they ended up buying malachite. There is just so much evidence against them. Put your hands up. Go on the mercy of the court. You're spending a lot of taxpayers' money here. Charge Chad Dingbat Daybell money for his own court hearing here, because it's horrible that people have to pay for this bullshit, when it is plain and simple that he just could not get laid without unaliving people, apparently. Now, how pathetic is that? And I hope his kids do hear this. I hope one of his 5 children hear how pathetic their dad was, that he couldn't just say, you know what, the marriage isn't working, I have feelings for this person, and that's what I want to do. I mean, he was cheating with her before the marriage ended anyway. That's the thing. Like, that is such a sin in that religion that you can't just say, oh, and life's going to get better. You're not allowed in heaven after that. You see what I'm saying? How the religion, you can't have religion as the one all, say all, do all. You can't, because there are things in life that it's not going to fall under the category. You're going to use your head. You're going to use your heart. You can't have a book that is decades old. Now I'm talking about the Mormon Bible. I'm talking about the Mormon book. Okay, I'm not talking about the Bible. But when religion is so rigid that it doesn't allow people to make mistakes, people start covering up their mistakes by murder. Fucking A, man. Let the rain go. People are allowed to make mistakes. Maybe if we allowed people to do that with these real rigid religions, and gave people time and grace, maybe they wouldn't be so desperate in making decisions that they're making. Mormon church. Sorry, bang, 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 Mormon church. I'm yelling at you because take a look around. Just take a look around. All right, guys. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to say about this. If you want me to go through the timeline on this, it's online. I'm just going to try to keep up with the stuff, the shocking discoveries that I'm learning about as the trial continues for Chad Daybell. But the biggest takeaway is, yo, man, you ain't no man. Chad Daybell, he ain't no man. He is just no man. No, he's blaming everything now on Lori. He's blaming everything now on being under Lori's spell. She was so hot. Get a grip. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think. Have you ever been crazy in love? And I mean with a capital C. I think I've been maybe in love for crazy in love for maybe a month. And then I was like, yeah, can't be too healthy, this. We got to get our wits about ourselves. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Please like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate it. And have a great day. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. And always, always be yourself and be kind. Thanks, guys.